rocking out for a news desk report. April 25th, 2025. I cannot believe it's April 25th, John. That's crazy.
Yep, wild.
I can't believe it's 2025, actually. Forget the April part. So, April 25th, news desk report. We have one passing to report that I'm sure you probably have all heard of, and that is Roy Thomas Baker passed away at 78. Producer known for working with such bands as The Cars, Foreigner, Journey, Queen, which I have a comment about, and many others, many others. Yes, he passed away in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, which is about maybe 3 hours from me, not far at all. He passed April 12th, but it was just announced this week, no cause of death given. And he produced one of my favorite all-time albums, which is also one of my favorite examples of amazing production, especially given two things. One, the year it was produced, 1974, and two, the equipment that was available at the time, and that was Queen 2. The album Queen 2 is still so far ahead of its time, not just musically, but production-wise. So he produced that with the other gentleman's name. What is it? It's Jeffrey. Someone will chime in, but Roy ran the reins with that, with Jeffrey and Queen, and it's just an amazing album. So if you want a great example of great production from Roy, go ahead and put on Queen 2. It's awesome.
Okay.
Now we go to this day in music, April 25th. For all of these years, we're reporting like this day, but different years, different happenings. Okay. Hopefully everyone gets that. Hopefully I get it. 1987, U2 started a 5-week run at number 1 on the U.S. album charts with their 5th studio album, The Joshua Tree. The album topped the charts in over 20 countries and is one of the world's all-time best-selling albums with over 25 million copies sold. Also, it would win a Grammy Award for Album of the Year. That's quite an achievement. They could have just taken a nap and said, that's it, we're done. But they kept going and going for
our work here is done. That's it.
They're just doing great. Just
okay.
What a career.
So April 25th in 1979, the Police made their debut on BBC's TV's Top of the Pops, performing Roxanne.
Do you remember when the Police came out?
I don't. I was late in the game, but
they didn't have radio in prison back then.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
We all gathered around our radios and stared at them.
I remember when that came out, and I'm a huge Police fan now, and I have been for years.
Oh yeah.
But when that came out, I was not digging it. I was not fond of the whole punk and new wave movement, which they were kind of a cocktail of, if you will. But no doubt, just amazing musicians, amazing body of work. And I have more about the Police coming up later, but Stewart certainly proved to carve his way as a very unique, talented drummer, not just on drum set, but on world percussion with like the Gamelan and the Gamelan film he made and different things like that. He did the music score for the movie Ben-Hur, not the old black and white one, but like 10 years ago or whatever. But,
yeah.
So very interesting.
Yeah, I'm a big Stewart fan. I like his playing almost immediately. And he's one of these guys where you see him on many kind of non-musical situations, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen him on like game shows and things like that.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, 1960, April 25th. Sorry. Elvis Presley started a 4-week run at number 1. Let's see, 1960. His drummer was a guy on my wall right there, who I interviewed a couple times, Bobby Morris, who became his musical director for 10 years at the Las Vegas Hilton, but was number 1 on the U.S. charts with Stuck on You, his first hit single after his 2-year stint in the U.S. Army. It became his first number 1 single of the 1960s and 13th overall. Not bad, Elvis.
Not bad. 1954. We're going back in time.
Way back, yeah.
Johnny Ray was at number 1 on the US singles chart. I'm sorry, the UK singles chart. Oh, one letter off. It was Such a Night, the singer's first of 3 UK number ones.
Yeah, he was big in the UK. Cool. Now we've got some Drum Talk TV related stuff, folks. So hold on to something. Hold on tight. Last night, as this is being recorded, that would have been the 24th, Thursday night, we had a premium members of Drum Talk TV Brilliance fan Q&A session with legendary multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, and major record executive since the 80s. Derek Shulman was with us. He was with Gentle Giant, of course, him and his brothers, Phil, who left after a few albums, but then the late great Ray Shulman, of course. We also have the drummer John Weathers with us for a fan Q&A May 4th. You want to look at that ticker at the bottom of the screen, see how you can join Drum Talk TV Brilliance, become a premium member, and participate in these real fun Q&As where it's not an interview by me or any of our other staff. It's you folks. You get to take turns being on screen with the artist or the producer and asking them questions. And John's a real sweet guy, Welsh through and through, and he's happy to share his experiences and just a lot of fun. So this is happening May 4th, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern U.S. times, 4 p.m. UK time. People can use our giant sale discount code at checkout over at drumtalktvbrilliance.com. The code, and Steven's putting all this in the chat, in the comments, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. And the code is DTTVB7, the number 7, because it's only $7 a month or $70 a year for not just these amazing fan Q&As that we do with amazing artists, but also live stream concerts that are put on just for us, our twice a month game shows, drumming challenges, which you'll learn more about, where as a premium member, you get some extra perks with that, and many other fun things. Once a month, Jon Kinsting picks somebody out of a hat and he goes and washes their car. It's a lot of fun. Let's watch that. Actually, we have something for everybody from John. Check this out.
Hello, I'm John Weathers. You may know me as the drummer for Gentle Giant, and we're releasing Playing the Fool, the complete live experience. If you'd like to ask me about anything related to Gentle Giant or anything to do with drumming, you can do so by becoming a member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance over at drumtalktvbrilliance.com. You will be sent access to the Q&A session. It'll take place on Sunday, May 4th, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern US times, 4 p.m. UK time. Read the details in the post, and I'll see you there.
Over at Drum Talk TV Brilliance, we're running the Stuart Copeland, speaking of Stuart Copeland, Drumming Challenge through all of April until the 30th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Members of drumtalktvbrilliance.com can send in more submissions for our play-along contests, whereas people accessing the free showcase can only submit up to 2 play-along videos. You could submit videos of yourselves playing along, not just to hits, but also to deep cuts. And I believe we might have a video related to this.
We do. And it's premium members that can send in as many as they want. Free members can send in 2. And here's a little bit about it.
Drum Talk TV Brilliance presents the Stuart Copeland Drumming Challenge. And the submissions window is open all of April 2025 up until the 30th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose your favorite track that features Stuart Copeland on drums. These can and must be play-alongs to the official recordings, and you don't have to worry about them getting muted or pulled since it'll be on our own platform. With such an expansive career including The Police, solo albums, collaborations, he's even done film and TV work, you're bound to find something cool to play along to. Step 2. Record videos of yourself in horizontal mode playing to your selection. Step 3. Submit your videos in the Drum Talk TV Brilliance Showcase. It's free. Step 4. Your videos will be reviewed and graded on accuracy, fan praise, and sound. For the fan praise factor, people can comment the word "vote" under each video they like. The judging criteria is explained further on the submissions page. Here's what you can win. First, second, and third place winners can win a gift certificate to their favorite music store, as well as a free Drum Talk TV shirt, picked from 36 designs. And first place will have the chance to be interviewed live on Drum Talk TV. Don't miss out. Join us in honoring Stuart Copeland over at drumtalktvbrilliance.com.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And tomorrow, here's a sort of a little funny side anecdote. Tomorrow, as this is being recorded, that would be Saturday, April 26th. Tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern U.S. times, and 8 p.m. UK time, I'm planning to go live and play to some police music and demonstrate some things, break down some things, talk about some things, and inspire more people to send in videos for the challenge. We've got some great stuff in there. And of course, as soon as Lincoln and our multimedia department cranks out a couple amazing graphics that we're starting to publish, and we're starting to promote it, there's something going on with the internet in our studio. So I'm hoping I can fix it by then. If not, I'm going to do something from right here at my desk with a Stuart Copeland splash symbol on my finger. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out.
It'll happen.
Discussion about Stuart and replay his interview with me from quite a while ago. We got to get Stuart on again, but that'll be fun. So go ahead and join so you can submit as many videos as you want. There you go. Next,
let me chime in here and mention that
sure.
On the display regarding Stuart Copeland, one of the out of the first or second screen, you'll see a very interesting traditional left hand grip from Stuart, and it's not. It's a little untraditional for traditional.
Okay, I got it. I did carry the 4 before I could.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's in motion. If I remember the photo you were talking about, he's got like he's in this position. And that's
yes, exactly.
Yeah. He's definitely an action shot. Yeah.
All right.
The next Drum Talk TV Brilliance game show, we do music trivia game shows twice a month. Both are themed for whatever the same theme is that month, but one is what we call generational. One is a specific niche. Generational meaning we cover 3 different decades, one for each round of whatever that theme is. But now we've added something else. We have a 4th round where the 3 winners of each round face off and everyone gets to cheer them on. It's a lot of fun. You can win prizes up to $50 plus a Drum Talk TV shirt. And the next game show will be Tuesday, May 6th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. times. And the topic, because it's the Mother's Day month in both Mexico and the USA, and I don't know about everywhere else, will be women in music in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that's going to cover a lot of ground. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait. So you got to come to our music theme game shows. They're live online. And if you sign up for drumtalktvbrilliance.com, you'll get the emails with the instructions. And it's so easy a drummer can do it. Well, it's so easy most drummers can do it. That's another story. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I will say there's probably very few guys on the planet that know less about women than me. So
Carol has confirmed that with me, actually.
Exactly. And if I enter, it'll be all guessing. So there you go.
You'd be surprised how many really notable, amazing female musicians there have been.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the other thing. Thanks for that, John, because I want to remind everybody that's one of the fun things about the games is that number one, you don't need to be an expert in the topic. We've seen people win by guessing, but most importantly, it's fun to learn. It's fun to learn about music and which artists are connected in ways maybe you didn't know, or even did music you didn't know about. So just come join us, have fun.
Excellent. So Dan interviewed a couple people this past week. One of them was drummer Fernando Maya of the band Phase Transition.
Oh,
and the other was Dan. And the other was singer-songwriter Sam Stokes, who was working on an EP. And looking ahead on May 1st at noon Pacific, he'll be interviewing Aaron Olson, who won the Neil Peart Drumming Challenge.
Yeah. and he plays in a Rush tribute band. If I remember right, he plays in Asia featuring John Payne as well. So that would be fun to talk to him. I got to meet him in person shortly after that New York Challenge was over, because he was at the Las Vegas Drum Show where we exhibited and covered the show. John was there. And so that was a lot of fun. Looking forward to having him on. And yeah, let's see what else we have going on. We have on Yes Shift, with the show that Steve and I do, surrounded by the Yes universe and progressive rock music. We did a Benoit David birthday episode last weekend, and yesterday we reviewed the new Jon Anderson, I have it right here, and the Band Geeks CDs and DVD set. We reviewed the audio before, Steve did actually, but we concentrated on the DVD, and it's just amazing. So that was a lot of fun. All these things are archived, and all these things are still available online, but that was the Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks concert film. And we're interviewing keyboardist Chris Clark on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, April 29th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. times. Chris is another just really great guy who's a tremendous player. Oh, if you haven't seen Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks, you've got to see them live. And if you've missed them or you don't live where they're coming, you've got to get the DVD set. It's just amazing. It really is.
And let me just say that while, I delight in all the drummer interviews from Drum Talk TV, it's really nice and refreshing when you interview a non-drummer. And,
thanks.
Also, I'm thinking of like Jeff Berlin.
Yeah.
Very interesting guy. Very interesting.
Yeah. Jeff and I do a show every month called Rhythm and Lows, folks. And it's all about how bass and drums work together. And we pick out, each of us respectively pick out our favorite drum and bass duo and talk about why we think they're so great. So thanks. It's a lot of fun too.
All right. So Dan and Lou will also be doing another episode of Drum Talk TV original series, Under the Influence, this Sunday, the 27th, noon Pacific, with the topic being spring-themed songs. Interesting.
Yeah, Lou has Lou Calderola, who, by the way, folks, if you don't know Lou, he is in the longest, he works at the School of Rock in New York City, but he's also in the longest running Rush tribute band, like 24 years or something like that. Really great performances. But Lou has his songs picked out. I am 100% unprepared. I need to figure out what spring themed songs am I going to record tomorrow for the show on Sunday. I've in the fleeting moments I've had to think about it, I've not come up with anything. So I need to get on that, and I can.
It'll be wonderful. I have all.
It will. I can hear Lou rolling his eyes right now, and Stephen as well. But anyhow,
roll the eyes.
Let's talk about drum tracks with Damani Rhodes. They're offering another 5-day shed camp challenge where people, even if they're already good drummers, can learn more about the core 4 techniques. The next one runs April 28th through May 2nd. That's coming right up. So get on board. I'll tell you how right now. General admission is free, and there's a VIP level for $97, which includes daily live Q&A sessions on Zoom, full interactive access to masterclasses, a download of interactive practice workout routines titled Do the Work, Volume 1. Although I don't think that's the tone. That's my tone of it. That's not their tone. And over 350 tracks to enhance your practice. Many of you may be familiar with Damani Rhodes' amazing extensive library of drumless tracks to play to. A lot of these are included and more. And people can use our referral link, which Steve will put in the comments at shedcampchallenge.com/DrumTalkTV, but Steve's putting it in there. Get on board if you want to work on your drumming in a different way than anybody else is doing it out there, I'll say honestly. And I'm going to play a video just to show you that I kind of know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand why can't I play it fast? Hold on, wait. Yo, bro, what are you working on, man? You sound frustrated. I'm trying to get better at falling around the kit. I have the ideas in my head, but every time I go to speed it up, your left hand starts dragging behind it. Everything falls apart. Exactly. I mean, I know all my rudiments, but when I try to go faster, this lens just shuts all the way down. All right, here's the deal, man. It really has nothing to do with the rudiment that you're trying to play. It's the fact that you haven't mastered the core 4 techniques. The core 4. And that's why it all starts to fall apart when you try to speed it up. What's that? Single strokes in both hands, double strokes in both hands, singles and doubles in your right foot without a double pedal, and also linear patterns, which is basically just doing singles and doubles between your hands and feet. If you don't have these locked in, your rudiments, your solos, everything is always going to feel shaky. So how do I fix that? There is a challenge that's been designed
I'm giving
for
the hamster on the wheel
like
a push.
And the
Hold
whole
on,
point of
folks.
this challenge is to simplify how you practice and focus on
The video fell off the reel, but Steve's got the info in there. There are videos all over the place there as well. You learn more about it. If you want to get better at drumming, do the Shed Camp Challenge and get the VIP seat for $97. For $97, you get 350 tracks to play to. You get the practice and workouts. You get access to the master classes and more. So check it out. And now we're going to move into music industry news of all sorts. Over to you, John.
Okay. Kenny Jones, drummer for the Faces, also known as the Small Faces, told the Telegraph in an interview that he, singer Rod Stewart, and guitarist Ronnie Wood have recorded 11 new songs together. The trio worked with Jules Holland on one track and plan to release them as a new Faces album in 2026.
I'm personally really jacked about that. When I was a kid coming up in the late 60s, early 70s, and learning drums and listening to the popular LA, pop/rock station, the Faces were all over the place. And I played to a lot of their stuff. And I can't wait to hear what this sounds like, because Rod still sounds good. And yeah. I mean, for him with the other guys on board, this should really be very interesting. Next, talk about other legendary reunitings. Alice Cooper is reuniting with his original band, and they're even putting out their first new album in 52 years called The Revenge of Alice Cooper. It's not like he went away. But anyway, out July 25th, this will feature all of the surviving members of the Alice Cooper group. That's all but one. The shock rock singer will be joined by guitarist Michael Bruce, bassist Dennis Denaway, and drummer Neil Smith, who we're looking to have on the show for an interview. The album is dedicated to, quote, our brother Glenn Buxton, the guitarist who passed away in 1997. But Buxton will still be featured on 2 of the songs, including What Happened to You, based on a demo tape by Dunaway and Buxton, and a box set only remix of 1970 song dubbed Return of the Spiders 2025. That's exciting. Go, Alice, go.
Yeah. And I will say, any of you having demo tapes in your archive, never throw them away. They could be useful.
Yeah, definitely. I'm one of those people. I've never thrown away anything. Some of it is fossilized or evaporated into the ether, but I just don't throw stuff away.
Yeah. If you check with
my wife loves that.
That's my general MO. Never throw anything away. You never know when you're going to want that piece of wood or whatever.
Oh, yeah. This twig.
Okay.
Broken drumstick.
Moving on. Rosé made a surprise appearance at Coldplay's concert in Seoul, South Korea on Tuesday night, April 22nd, singing her hit song APT, with Chris Martin taking part in the duet.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to look for a video of that. I'm curious.
I'm curious what APT stands for. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know either. If anybody knows, chime in, and we'll look at comments right after we read the icebreaker, because we want you folks to chime in. We just got a couple more little news bulletins for you. Many of you may know that Tuesday night, Carlos Santana described as having what was a non-life-threatening condition. He was rushed to the hospital after collapsing in preparation for the San Antonio show. It was described as suffering from dehydration. I'm sure Cindy gave him the what for that. Again, because it's happened before. Come on, Carlos, hydrate, brother. And hopefully everything's okay. I've heard that he's totally out of the woods and everything's fine. So next time we have Cindy on, I'm sure she'll let us know how deliberate she's been about making sure he takes his electrolytes. John,
yeah.
How are you?
Exactly. Okay. Riot Fest turns 20 with headliners Green Day, who just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Blink-182, Weezer, and Jack White. Weird Al Yankovic, Idles, Alkaline Trio, All Time Low, and more are among the 90 bands announced for the Chicago punk rock celebration, taking place September 19th through the 21st.
Awesome. And I'm just putting something in the chat. John Papalardo commented how much of your shirts you can win them many different ways. Or if you want to check out what's there, go to drumtalktv.com/shop. And I believe they start at about $18. Cool. Let's see. Next, hip hop supergroup Deltron. You can't read a word that ends in Tron without it sounding like it's from the 50s futuristic Deltron 3030 to play debut album in full for the 25th anniversary tour, July, October throughout North America. I'm curious. I think I remember Deltron. I don't know if my wife can hear me. Enja, can you hear me? No, she can't. She might be familiar with Deltron. She was there in New York when hip hop was born. So I'm sure she knows who that is. That was 25 years ago.
So I guess your new nickname is Dantron.
Dantron. Dantron, 1963.
King of the Gypsies. Last year, Peter Townsend talked about making the Who's Quadrophenia into a mod ballet. He has now seen the first rehearsal of it and is excited for people to see the show. I'd like to see it. The show begins May 28th at Plymouth Theatre Royal before moving to other UK venues in June and July, and it's performed for a few days at each venue.
I would love to see that, and I would love to see it in the UK. Road Trip, Stephen Shinder?
Road Trip.
How many of you are familiar with the movie, and what'd you think of it? I saw the movie when it came out, which was late 70s, maybe? But anyhow, I was blown away. I didn't know what I was going to see. I thought it was going to be a concert film. I didn't know it was going to be a movie made about what the album is about, which is the whole story. Imagine like schizophrenia, a couple different personalities, right? Quadrophenia, 4 personalities. I think I have octophenia, but that's another story. But I would love to see that described as a mod ballet. How cool. And I've seen some scooters that are of that mod ilk with the 10 mirrors on each side and stuff. It's so cool to see it now in 2025. Steven, our producer, chimes in saying, watched the movie 10 years ago and thought it was going to be more of a musical, like a Tommy movie. Yeah, it wasn't. It's extremely dramatic and a lot of sociological issues in there. And I think I want to watch it. I wonder if it's aged well. Well, Steven, if you saw it 10 years ago, did it age well? Because I think it came out in 79 or 80, maybe something like that. But really neat. A ballet of that, a mod ballet. Does that mean they're all talking in German accents with black tights? That live skit I'm thinking of. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, our last segment here is an icebreaker where John and I take turns. This week, it's my turn to ask an icebreaker question to John, but it's also for all of you. So here's the question, John.
Okay.
Which band's full catalog did you listen to from beginning to end in a row? And if you've never done that, what would be the band that you would endeavor to go and listen from beginning to end, their entire catalog? And don't say it's got 2 albums out, please.
I actually have an answer to this.
Awesome.
And my answer is Steely Dan.
Oh, good one.
I would get a Steely Dan album with a CD. And it just caught my attention so greatly that I couldn't wait to get the next one and the next one. So,
but have you ever sat and listened, even over the course of a week or a couple of weeks, an entire catalog? That's what I mean. Not what band if you heard a whole catalog, but intentionally just went from beginning to end, listening to their whole catalog.
I would say not in a day, but I did like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
I would get my artwork out and just doodle around.
Who was that? Was that Steely Dan as well, or a different band?
Yeah, Steely Dan.
That's cool.
I've kind of done that with Joni Mitchell too. Yeah,
cool. Yeah, it's fun to hear the evolution of a band, whether they've had personnel changes or not. For me, as many bands, and there's a lot that I've listened to their entire catalog many, many, many times. There's only 2 bands I've actually started from the beginning and listened all the way through to the end over the course of 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
And that's Pink Floyd and Jethro Tull. And both of those bands, the metamorphosis from their first album through the arc of their changes is really fun to listen to. And unlike Jethro Tull, Pink Floyd mainly had, original 4 members. Then David Gilmour joined, then Syd Barrett left, and they stuck with those 4 members until the falling out with Roger Waters, and then they carried on as Pink Floyd, but not with all 4. There's that thing. But whereas Jethro Tull was an institution, just like the band Yes, just constant changes with almost every couple albums. So from the mid to late 60s all the way to present day, you get so much music with so many different changes, and yet there's always a common thread in there. And with Jethro Tull, of course, it's Ian Anderson's voice and his flute, sometimes other woodwinds. And with Pink Floyd, it's Pink Floyd. So it's fun to do that. To you viewers or listeners, has there been a band where you just intentionally sit and listen through a whole artist catalog? I'd love to see. Prince. Robert Goebel says Prince. That's my next one, actually. Our son, Kevon, plays Morris Day in the Prince tribute in Las Vegas called Purple Rain. And every time we see the show, I go, man, I really want to listen to the whole catalog from beginning to end. And by the time we get home a week later, I forget. So thanks for the reminder. I'm going to do that, Robert. Thank you. Steve says, I think in college I went through, you went to college? Just kidding. Steve says,
you paid for it, buddy.
No, actually, Steve was able to get grants himself. I think in college I went through the entire Asia catalog while studying for finals. Wow, that's some good studying music right there. Nice. Awesome. Good one.
Along those same lines, I will say I get obsessed with stuff and with a certain artist or composer, and I do a deep dive until I can't find anymore. And my latest thing, and this is very recently, within the last 6 months, the composer Eric Satie. Oh, man.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, shame.
Send me something.
I will. It'll change your life. And so I've been scraping the YouTube and finding every composition I could find.
What kind of music is it, John?
It's I would say sort of Stravinsky-esque classical.
Okay. Awesome. I'm in.
Modern classical. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So folks, you might want to listen to John, because the last band he turned me on to about 5 years ago is just tremendous. And we ended up having the percussionist on. That's a band from New Orleans called Tuba Skinny. And I still listen to them. They play music of the late teens and into the 20s of the 1900s, before bebop. And a lot of it is like Dixieland and even pre-Dixieland. Even the sad songs will perk you up. It's just amazing. And that I still tell people about that they got to go listen to them. So very cool.
It's one of my prouder moments. Introduce somebody else to Tuba Skinny.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome. So thanks, folks. Thanks for joining Jon Kinsting and myself for this week's News Desk Report on Drum Talk TV. We'll be back next Friday, and who knows, you might see someone different with John, because we are auditioning some people to take my place. What? Yep, that's what we're doing. So who knows?
No one can take your place.
I think almost everybody should, though. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. We will see you soonish, and just have fun with some music out there. Turn yourself on to some new stuff, and there you go. Thanks, everyone.
Later.